Peace and blessings, some people, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. May I speak on it right quick? I'm going to speak on it. It's been a long time since I did a video, because I'll be falling back, because there'll be a lot of bullshit going on in the internet world, and all I care about to do is build with NOUN knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I know NOUN knowledge isn't as popular as it used to be, you know what I'm saying, but the diligent ones still got to stay diligent, because NOUN science is the science. NOUN science and NOUN mind, it's the highest sciences out there. We're talking about 9 ether, 6 ether, and 3 ether. Anybody want to speak on a legitimacy, it's okay to do so. But what I want to speak about is when it comes down to this Aboriginal Indian conversation versus African, I think it's quite foolish, really, to have this conversation. If you're debating with a Negro, right, who feels like they're only Indians and they don't have no connection to Africa, I'm gonna say you out your mind. You foolish, man. You know what I'm saying? Or one man, right? Now, we've been in America for time, all right? But if we want to use the transatlantic slave trade as a marker, then some have only been here. I shouldn't say only been here, because 500 plus years is a long fucking time to mix genes, right? That's a couple of generations to mix genes, okay? What I want to say on this, though, and it has been scientifically proven by the great ancestors. It has been scientifically known by the great ancestors, right? It has been told by the great ancestors. Y'all need to stop looking at the ghost man as the true source of historicity, or historicity, however you want to say that word. Y'all gotta stop looking at the ghost as the true oracle, historical magician who tells us everything that we need to know about who we are. Let's get into it. My Negro, you're not an Indian before you were African. My Negro, you are not an Indian before you were African. Now, I'm intelligent enough to know that we are speaking English, okay? The majority of us with my skin tone, my son's skin tone, we speak English, okay? Now, you may know a few Aboriginal terms, you know. You may know a few Aboriginal terms when it comes down to the tribe that you say you represent. But my nigga, you don't know the language, okay? Some of these languages is damn near extinct. You know what I'm saying? Some of those Native Americans that's claiming they really from the tribe, living on the reservations and things of that nature, they barely can speak their language, or the language that they claiming is Aboriginal based on whatever tribe your representation is. Here's the whole thing. My Negro, whatever tribe you say you from, whether it's recognized or not, you can never go back to that, okay? You can never go back to that. And I'm going to tell you why you can never go back to that. It's because of goddamn European capitalism. Right? When there's human beings a part of the capitalism, you'll never be able to go back to whatever you claiming was in the 1800s. Right? We can go all the way up to the 1930s. All that shit was down there shut down in the 1930s. The Great Depression and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It was many Negroes. Here's the question that I asked some of these top Indian scholars. And I asked by way of leaving a comment on their videos, right? I don't dig into a whole lot of these videos because a whole lot of these videos, they're not giving no knowledge. They're giving their opinion. You know, they have a lot of people on their channels, their podcasts or whatever, and what they do, they line up their title with an interesting title like, you know, the Native Americans or the Black Indians or the Indians, they just shut the African down. You know, some controversial title, you know what I'm saying, that makes you want to jump in and be like, hey man, let's hear something different, right? And then you go in there and it's just opinions. Niggas down there bickering and not even debating, down there arguing on things they don't even know if it's totally true or not. Because in order to prove their point, they're not really scientific. In order to prove their point, they go look at other authors, being white, black. They hardly use any black authors. You know what I'm saying? They using the white authors, right? Now, was the Indian in America called nigger, Negro? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The South Americans was called Negroes. The Hindus was called Negroes. You feel what I'm saying? Anybody with down there dark skin was called Negroes. Here's the kicker in America. Do all the black Indians have straight hair? Or do the black Indians in America, they have afros? Is there straight Native Americans inside of America alongside the original Aboriginal black Indian with the afro? Right? Now we know, okay, the ghost only been here for 6,000 years. Tracing straight hair. Straight hair. We'll say 15,000 years, although, you know, other races, religion and cultural heritage may deem them to be ancient, millions of years old. Like in the case of the Hindus, when they talk about the gods, they talk in the millions. When you talk about the black people, you can't talk about, you know, earthly seasons. You understand what I'm saying? Like tracking time at like, you know, minutes, hours, you know, days, weeks, months, years. You understand? You got to talk about the universal nature seasons. You understand? Which is 4, right? And you got to talk in the hundreds, in the thousands, the 100,000s, and the millions, and the billions. Right? You listen to some of these dudes, man, and you want a motherfucker to get to the point, right? Man, ain't nobody got no time to be listening. And then they end up with a 4-hour, 5-hour video, right? Now, if you ultra accelerated, because they must be doing this shit for motherfuckers who not really clued up. You know what I'm saying? If you very intelligent naturally, you don't have 4 hours or 5 hours to sit straight through to get caught up in the muck and the mire. After a while, like 2 hours of that shit, you forgot what you was listening to the video for. You know what I'm saying? You in there, they got your mind on controversy, you know, argumentative, debating and things of that nature. You find yourself in a live chat room trying to prove a point, trying to debate and get your point heard. Man, nobody's got, that shit's been, we've been in 20 years of this. I don't know if y'all go back, my age, you know what I'm saying, I'm almost 50. Matter of fact, I'll be 50 this year, so I go back to the Yahoo chat boards. I don't know if you remember Black Chat, you know what I'm saying, it was message boards out there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was NOUN sites out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, motherfuckers is clued up. I just hit y'all with some real shit. You know what I mean? Because all the information that these niggas is talking about went through them channels. So if you never been on a Yahoo chat room site, if you don't know about Black Chat, Black Planet, you dig what I'm saying? If you don't know about MySpace, I'm talking about rocking heavy on these social sites. NOUN, right? NOUN was a site where you can go put your whole what you want to call it, like, you know, like a, not even like a page. It's not, it was a little bit more intricate than MySpace. You can add a little bit more to it, to the NOUN sites. The Moors, the Nuwapians, the Hebrews, the Christians, you know, Egyptologists all had, you know, the New Age Moors sites. You know what I'm saying? They all had NOUN sites. You know what I mean? They shut that shit down. Boom. And we've been in 20 years of niggas debating. Like, you look at Sonetter's channel, right? It started off really great. This is not criticizing. It's hard. I'm sure it's hard work to continue to try to come up with fresh, uplifting, refreshing content instead of listening to all that stale ass shit. None of that shit has been proven. You know what I'm saying? They saying like real math scholars come out of goddamn Sonetter's camp and things of that nature. Yeah, some great debaters. But of all the knowledge given, what has been left on the brains of the sun people that you kick the knowledge to? What do they remember? What are they holding on to? What do they become based on the intricate factual knowledge that was given? Especially out of Sonetter's camp. You can now there's a lot of so-called teachers out there, man. There's only one teacher, man. You know what I'm saying? And this teacher fed the masses, right? And a lot of people got a lot of chopped up right knowledge being kicked and trying to claim that they ain't down with Dr. Malachi Z. York, man. You can't fit a nine-minded being today, man. Like I said in the beginning, nine mind may not be popular with the masses, but it's the last science that is going to come. It is the science of the reformers. Mentally. The whole package, the whole whoop. Niggas making books and all that shit right now, you got that shit from Dr. York. Niggas like, I wrote 36 books. Anybody out there that wrote a lot of books talking about I wrote books, man, you're late. You know what I'm saying? Because none of them books is going to top a Dr. York scroll. Now, some of you will tell you that the information is off, the information is false. He plagiarized, he regurgitated, I don't care about that. When you said that 10 years ago, 10 years after you was a devout student, right? Like the first time you seen Madame Blavatsky was in like a Dr. York scroll, and then even then you didn't even know who the bitch was, and then when you seen her book, you didn't even really read it. It's a lot of scrolls that Dr. York mentioned where niggas seen it for the first time and they wasn't really readers. They was just like, oh, this is the new shit, the new black shit, the new black man shit. You understand what I'm saying? You down with that new Wapu. Wapu smashed all that shit. Now, it takes a mind, right, to give you the knowledge and order. I see when people try to debate Nuwapians, they ask far out questions about Dr. York. Like they not doing their own due diligence when it comes down to what the ghost is telling you. First thing I want to talk about is Does he come from risk and all of this stuff? Is he an incarnated being? Is he Jesus Christ and all of that stuff, man? Look, who is Jesus Christ today that you know of? If you was born in, I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna expand this shit way on out. Let's say you born in 1950, you still might be living. 1960s, you understand, definitely living. Who was Jesus Christ when you was explained to as a kid? Who did they tell you Jesus Christ was? Jesus Christ is a man who was baptized by John the Baptist and received the dove, received the Holy Spirit. So I'm gonna try to tell you Jesus Christ as a little baby, he was little Krypton. He was a little super baby. But none of the stories in the Bible say that. That he did miraculous things as a baby. As soon as he came out, he was a baby. He was talking. He said, I'm declaring myself the Son of God, Jesus Christ. He didn't do that. Now, for you deep, holy Bible thumping Christians, if you really want to check out some stories, go check out the lost books of the Bible. Because Jesus Christ is definitely a killer in that book. He killed some kids. It's all stories, man. It's all stories. When it comes down to it, in the last 30 years of the information that was disseminated on this planet, you know, Dr. York covered all, even the Indian conversation that's going on right now. Dr. York covered that. In fact, he said he was Chief Thunderbird Black Eagle. And y'all doing what he did then. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting down with the mix, y'all trying to revamp and remix his shit. Because I'm going to ask you, when it comes down to you top Indian scholars saying that you're not connected to Africa, how? They never leave an answer. I never get an answer. You know what I do get? Some more declarations and opinions about who a motherfucker really is. And we can do the song and dance all day. You know what I'm saying? I done found my family, you know what I'm saying, my great mama, all the way back to 1800s. It could be 1795, right? It's tipping right before the 1800s. Out of Virginia. Out of Virginia, right? Paperwork around that? None. There is gonna be none. You're not finding any paperwork at all. If you found an ancestor, back then, right? You're not finding no information. You're not finding no information around it because there is no information around it. Because they're not recording information on your families. So who is the record taker in the family? Who is the records keeper in the family? Everybody's saying they this, they that. You know, it's fanciful now. It's fanciful now. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. But when you come down to scientifically asking, how you originate here, G? How you originate here? There's no answer. Now, I'm not saying that we are not the original. But see, what come after that, it depends on what a motherfucker was calling you. I'm not saying that we not the original human beings. What comes after that is languages, G. You know what I'm saying? So, like, instead of saying, like, we black Indians, Indian is no different from Negro, it's no different from African. They're going to say, go get the definition. I'm saying that because we didn't call ourselves these things. We may be doing it today, right? But at the time that the Negro, the Indian, was first called Indian, he wasn't calling himself Indian. When the foreigner came and seen the African and called the African African, that's North Africa anyway. He or she wasn't calling themselves, we're the Africans. If you can read their books, it's telling you that they describing a people. They describing the people. How can they describe a people when they wasn't even on the planet and they haven't been on the planet longer than we have? That's why Nuwapu already slapped a lot of this shit that these motherfuckers talking, whether they want to go back to ancient Egypt, wherever you, Hebrewism, Christianity, you know what I'm saying? Damn near, that shit is for clout. I'm not saying that you can't be a part of no religion, but it's damn near for clout. You understand? It's damn near, it's like old time stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Nuwapu was AI. Religion is computers and shit. And that shit is about to go out. Right? The desk model and all that shit is about to be obsolete. Man, they could put a cell phone in your hand. You can operate your whole shit off your wrist, in your skin. We there already. Dr. York is the only black teacher who's really opened this up. I'm not saying that there's other scholars. I'm saying the way he brought it. I like to say, motherfuckers smoke herb. You know what I'm saying? They smoke, they get dubs, nicks, dimes, quarter sacks, you know what I'm saying, eighths, you know, and that's how he used to sell the books. But this is not all about Dr. York. It is always about the Nuwapu, right? But the thing is, it's one universal blood, right? It's one universal blood. Back in the day, it was never no talk of separatism. You want to talk about the Indians in America versus those who claiming to be African and put in work over here in these lands, then the black African already done whooped on the so-called black Indians. See, they don't bring up these wars, man. You know, they bring up a whole lot of, you know, information from other authors. Now you can go back and you can check the census, right? Indians wasn't being counted. This is a debate point for them. I mean, I discovered it. There's no Indians being counted until like the 1860s in the census. Everybody is a Negro. Anybody who, and they know Chinese. There's other foreign races here. It's just down there black and white. That means I can get all the money. Those over there get little bit. See, Indian, Negro, African, all that. See, I told you, it's capitalism. And then when they be like, what's gonna start being popular aside from them tattoos on the neck? It's gonna be a fucking barcode. They ushering us into the pits of hell, man. Today you cannot say if you original hip hop, Brown Sugar the movie, if you seen that, you know what I'm saying, the depiction of the gloriousness of hip hop, right? You can't say today, motherfucker done, you know, put a Mickey in the drink. Somebody threw a monkey wrench in the fucking game, man. You know, it's just straight violence. It's just straight violence. Like, you can't even listen to music today if you feeling down and get uplifted. You only can be violent. You only can be violent. Females. And the sisters is like right behind it. You know, who unqueen Latifah these little bras, man? You know? It's no hints of MC Light, you know, Bahamadia, Moni Love, Roxanne Shante, like, you know, like, what happened? And that's the capitalism. And we falling for it, right? And when you get back to the message of Dr. Malachi Z. York, see, niggas got lost in all the outer space Anunnaki shit. But at the end of the day, right, it was always left up to you to walk in those shoes, to get the message. See, you can't leave it all on a man, right? And then when the man is gone, the black devils say, oh, then he must have been making all this shit up then, you know, then it was a cult, and you know, but what requires it to be right is that the people within are right. Because ain't no way, man, that he would have been doing that like they said he was doing, and it was no real men, no real mamas on the land. But anyway, when it comes down to the knowledge of who we are we not based on description, not who we are just based on the land. You know what I'm saying? Who we are based on the seas, who we are based on the stars. It's all inclusive. It's one neat little package, you know, and they've exploited, you know, the lesser degrees, the lesser frequencies of us. They're doing it right now. It's a hardcore red beam on all of us. It's a hardcore red beam on all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, tweaking our brains, man. You know, listen to the music. Look at our sisters. And that's not us. That's how deep and powerful it is. That's how deep and powerful it is. Because they are putting something in the water, man. They are putting messages in the movies. They are putting messages, right, in the TV shows. You feel what I'm saying? What do I mean by that? You said you watched 50 Cent Power. Yeah, that shit is, that's the streets and shit. 50 is keeping it real. 50 is a good writer. You understand what I'm saying? 50 is making it happen. Using this as an example. But within the scenes of the movies, the episodes, there's instructions and shit. There's things being said to you. Being said to us. It's entertainment. It's enlightenment. Enlightenment don't have to be something way, way deep. Motherfuckers is enlightened daily, stimulated by something. Your light on your brain goes off. That's attraction. You know what I'm saying? Some say you enlightened by ridding your body or ridding your mind of excess stimulus that you go without. Some say that living in excess is the most comfort. But the question is, while you got the Indian conversation debate, the African conversation debate, things of that nature, if you even believe in God and things of that nature, well, who are you daily, though? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Because if we wasn't trying to be such things to be seen through the camera, and we was that daily, maybe it could be some real changes. The question is, check out the movie Surrogates. So they got niggas in the house. Niggas is, on video now with their opinion, but in the real world don't have no experience of being with the people, being around the people, don't have no experience of talking up and talking for the people, have maybe not joined any type of organizations or anything like that. You understand what I'm saying? Just was able to look at a whole template of the last 15 years, 20 years of, like I said, the starts and the great essences and the great debates that happened back then on these social media sites that don't exist anymore, these chat rooms that don't exist anymore. All that shit was spilt on. All that shit was spoken. How can you be only from America and have no connection to Africa? And Africa, what is considered Africa today, you understand what I'm saying? What is considered Africa today, right? All that shit changed in the 1800s. A program within a program, you understand? That is considered the middle of the planet Earth. Have nothing to do with a human being, my dude. That has nothing to do with a human being, because Africa is centered down there in the middle of the earth. They show you on the maps, man. Africa is always up, right? They did that to confuse you. Maybe they got to really tell the truth, because if you got to go back and look at it, it's there, right? Africa is a big ass continent. What's considered Africa today is a big ass continent. But you gotta ask each individual tribe, right? Original tribe, where is Africa? They'll probably say they don't know either, because they don't call their landmass what the white man called it, and put everything into one box. Like niggas is saying the Indians. It's not the Indians. It's different tribes of people on the landmass of America. If you would have asked one of them back then, where y'all claiming yourself to, you understand what I'm saying? Where's America? And they'd probably be like, where is it? You feel me? You gotta think like that. Oh, but now niggas is living in apartments, homes, and things of that nature. So, can you really be thinking like original Aboriginal Indian, nigga? Right? Houses and everything, like, living good and everything. So it was a differentiation between straight hair Indians and black Indians. And Indians was living good or had their own homes. Those who claim they wasn't slaves, it's a lot of them. It's a lot. For some of these new waivers to just be trying to lump everything into, change the history of America in so far as saying that like the transatlantic slave trade, like it didn't happen, right? The white man told y'all history wrong. %98 of the African Americans in America are indeed Indians. 98% of African Americans in America are indeed Indian. But we didn't say Indian though. You see how you classified yourself, and you still in what they classified you as. We never called each other Indian. We never called each other African. You dig what I'm saying? But the things I want to know, I'm gonna leave it right here, because I always say, look, you will always be, there's enough information, you'll always be able to find information if you do your due diligence and researching to prove your point, right? To prove your point. But the thing is, what is the truth? So I want to know how the black Indians in America originated in America. Now, last checking, they still have not found out how the Olmec originated in Mexico. You're not gonna sit and tell me that some of them statues, right, don't look African. Somebody said Africoid in relation to indigenous Indians and said not African at the same time, when Afri and Coid is really two words, and Afri and Can is based on Afri. You understand what I'm saying? But you have Afri in both of these words. They have not found the source of origin for the Olmec yet. You understand? So how, where, what time did the black Indian originate in America? And was that before, how many years before the Africans showed up in Africa, right? Do the black Indians in North America, right, predate the Africans in Africa? Now think about this before you go into trying to answer this. Look at the earth, right? There's three bands, thin bands on the earth, okay? It's the Tropic of Cancer, the Equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn, okay? Now, I like to call this the sun zone, And within the sun zone, right, original humans came out of the solar magnetic vibrational frequencies that descended upon this earth, upon the waters, that grew life, right, within the sun zone. Now, if you apply the sun zone to America, then parts of South America, the northern part of South America, and Mexico definitely is within the sun zone. If you want to talk about origination of life, I'll give you that as a point to make of why black Indians originated in America, right? But if you're going to take that reasoning, then you got to have a lot more sources, because it's a lot of sources that pertain to Africa, humans coming out of Africa and migrating out regardless of the time or whatever. That is the consensus. So I would like to hear that. You understand what I'm saying? Thanks for your time. It's been a long time since I've done this video or done videos. You understand what I'm saying? Even my new pool is a mind state. It's a 9 mind state. You understand? And we here at Sunbeams, man, keep representing, keep shining for those kicking that real truth. Salute to you. You know what I mean? In any case, y'all have a good day. Thanks for listening. If you got this far, take it easy. Peace.